Hi guys, I'm afraid this is going to be a rather long, rambling introduction. I need to explain a few things. Lidmotor, one of the chaps I enjoy following on YouTube, has started using a 3D printer. So he found this spinning top on Thingiverse and downloaded it and converted it to a solar pulse motor. So we'll explain this first. It's a spinning top, and if you have it at the right angle you can actually see straight through it, persistence of vision, and that image that you see there is apparently a Dolhareubang, which translates to stone grandfather. South Korea. The spinning top was done by a chap called tigermcho. I'll put some links in the video description. They are normally little stone figures, but this is one in a well, say a museum, a culture centre. That's a very tall one, and it's three-sided so that whichever way you look at it you can still see the figure, but normally they're little stone figures. Anyway, so Lidmotor did one of these and made it into a solar pulse motor. He used this basic frame that I've used, as you can see here. That was designed by GrandadIsAnOldMan. Again, there'll be a link in the video description. This works absolutely fine. In fact, it's almost working in the dark light here. That will actually go if I leave it there long enough. Look, it's trying to go. Give it a little bit of help, it'll actually go fine. That one self-starts perfectly in the morning now that I've got it set up right. As soon as the sun rises it gets going all on its own. Anyway, that's a slight side issue. It's the framework he used. So I'll put that to one side. I've printed off another frame. And just for Lidmotor's information, if he doesn't know this already, when you do 3D printing, you really need a good set of needle files, because regularly when you print something you'll find little edges form on it during the print that you don't want, and at the moment that won't go in there because of the little edges. It'll go in the other side perfectly, but it's supposed to go down from this side, so you will need to open them out to make them fit. I'll do that off screen. Then the other thing, when we do our pulse motors, I say we, I'm associating myself with Lidmotor and a few other people there. We like to use magnets as the support mechanism to stabilise it. So that's a magnet on the top, and there's a magnet on the bottom, and there's a needle there, sewing needle. It's not actually touching the top one, it's touching the bottom one on the point, but the top one has just been held in place by the magnet. So what I thought I would do with this one is, when I printed it, if I can get that bottom piece off, which we don't need. When I printed it with a hole up the middle, which I doubt whether the camera will pick up. I actually put a hole right through the middle. So I downloaded the file as an STL file from Thingiverse, imported the STL file into Tinkercad, which I use for all my work, and modified it by inserting a hole down the middle. So if I'm lucky, I might have to force that a little bit to get it to go all the way down. I won't force it just now. I think the needle gets a little bit thicker as it goes along. But the idea is I'm going to suspend that under the new one. I do need it to go in a bit further. And I'll put some magnets on the bottom. Now for magnets, I've got loads of these. I can't remember what they're called, and I can't quite read what it says on there. Magnet something or other. But these have got nice little neodymium magnets inside them. Now when I've done them in the past, used them on my videos, I've really struggled to get them out. Tried cutting them and all sorts. But eventually I found that if I just crushed them gently around the edges, the magnet comes out. Nanny thinks I'm talking to her. She's gone away now. I hope you didn't hear what word she said. I think it was an old English dialect. You going to come out? Not that way. That way, come on. There we go. So that's 2. So I'll do the other 4, so we'll have 6 of them. Right. So we've got the needle through the middle of the spinning top. Got a magnet underneath. You can just see it shining through the hole there. And I've got a magnet on the top. The reason I'm having to do it this way is I haven't got the right size magnets to go in the holes that were printed. So that just sits on there nicely. That one sits on there. And there we go. So we now need to add some magnets underneath. So that's the ones I've just taken off those, whatever they were, magnetic toys. And we need to take a solar rocker apart. I don't like taking them apart because I like them so much as they are. But this guy's going to have to be a donor, I'm afraid. Usually these will just pull apart. Just once in a while they've actually glued them, but usually they're just pillars and posts. So there we are. That's a magnet just there, which is repelled by that coil. Sunlight hits the solar panel, that charges up the little electric circuit under there, and that sends a pulse of current into the coil, which generates a magnetic field which repels the magnets. So I'm going to fit that just there. I could try and get that coil off there. Sometimes you can get them off, sometimes they won't come off. But what I do need to do is lift that up a bit, because otherwise it's just going to be hitting there. I could trim those bits of plastic off as well if I wanted. That'd make it a little bit easier to fit. But either way, that's got to go up a bit further. So if I just push that. It should be a bit higher. Yeah, I think I might trim this off. Right. One thing you don't want to do is cut straight across there, because that's where the wires go across. They're hair thin. So sometimes you can get that coil to come off, but more often than not, it's glued on well enough to actually pull it apart when you try and release it. So I'm going to sit that under there. Now we've got to fit some magnets on here. Now in an ideal world I'd have actually marked it out where they had to go. I'm going to glue them on. Right, how do I know which way up I want it? Right, I want that to be repelled. If I just rest one on there. Well, it moved. The only thing is it bounced right over and I don't know which way up it was. Right. Oh, one side's got a little black dot on it already. I'll just emphasize that. So place that on there. If it repels, it jumps off. Right, it's not jumping off with the red, with the black dot on top. So we'll turn it over. Yeah. Hope you can see that. Yeah. So that black dot is being repelled, or at least that side of the magnet is being repelled. So we want them that way up, which means when I glue it to the bottom of there, I want to be able to see that black dot. If we get one on, then the others should be easy to work out. Right, so and that one's got the little black dot on the other side. If I do 3 of them, so that one's got the black dot on the top. It might work with just 3 of them anyway. It would work better with 6, but let's just see what happens with 3. Right, give it a bit of light. You might be able to see it's moving. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to put 6 on there. Yep. Right, I'll put the other 3 on. Right, in an ideal world, you would have actually marked them out so they were perfect. But I've aligned them by eye. Let's move that just back a little bit. I'll give it a bit of help just for the purpose of demonstrations. So there we go. Oh, that's flickering terribly now. Sorry about that. A Dolhareubang. Oh, that's interesting. That the light starts flickering when I bring that in position. Must be reflecting off one of the other lights. Yeah. So Dolhareubang spinning top, inspired by Lidmotor. There'll be a link in the video description to Lidmotor's version. I just thought I would demonstrate how to build it. Obviously you can tidy all this up. This is just to show you the basic principle. Job done. And thank you Lidmotor. Thank you Gesundwald. And thank you tigermcho. It's probably got enough light in here now to keep that going. I think that's slowing down. Give it a bit of a boost. That'll do. Thanks for watching. There's always more information down in the video description. And if you like this video, you might like this one up here. And you might like to have a look at my channel over here. See what else I do. Thank you for watching.